we are going to be talking about the original bad boy of Jamaican recorded music.
Jamaica have quite a few cats still, you know. You had Snuggerpuss, you had Tiger, you had Alley Cat, and you have Super Cat.
Yeah, but not no wicked like Super Cat. We're going to show that, and we're going to demonstrate to our viewers and listeners just how potent this man, born William Marage on the 25th of June in 1963, coming out of Cockburn Pen, you know, where Cockburn Pen produced people like Hugh and Prince Jasbo, among others. But it also produced the great Super Cat. In fact, when he started out, they used to call him, he had a couple of names, Cataract. You know what I'm saying? Him said cataract thing never look like it a work. Cataract man were blind.
Also named Wild Apache.
They call him Wild Apache. Well, I think it was Early B that gave him the name. But him changed the name to Super Cat.
Yep.
But considered, you know, one of the smoothest, a big DJ coming out of Kingston at the time. The trouble with him though is Barn forget himself in a trouble.
That's why I'm named Wild Apache.
Barn.
Him have no behavior, was wild.
Absolutely. But in terms of the talent, the ability to ride a rhythm, you know, up there with the best of them. And came into the music very early. From about age 7, he used to try out a little sound named Soul Imperial sound. And them allow him, you know, him talk on the microphone from time to time. Them had a little local club named Bambolan. And can you imagine a little 7, 8-year-old boy supposed to die in bed. He might talk on the microphone. But coming out of that, he basically decided that this is what he wanted to do, the sound system thing. And him started to tour the island with all of the sound them that him could have him could have followed through it. In fact, he knocked it with Early B, and I think Early B kind of helped pull him through the system. He did I think it's one of his first effort, apart from the Mr. Walker tune, you know, particularly happy with. He started his first single, Mr. Walker, which he played, done by Winston Riley on the Techniques label, and then he followed that up with a tune that he did with Ja Thomas called Walkathon, which I think that was a much nicer effort. I could give a list.
Yeah, but before that, we need to just run up a little bit more because, you know, go and play a couple more songs. So, you know, one of the biggest songs that he did coming out of Jamaica was Boops, you know. And, you know, a couple of Cry for the Youth and them.
You can't touch Boops yet, man. Boops are the girls, them thing, you know. Walkathon is a nice control himself. Yeah. The bad man have to walk everywhere.
Mr. Walker and then Walkathon. I never used to drive them time.
No, I'm saying, legs mobile.
10-toe turbo.
Yeah, man, legs mobile.
Here comes Walkathon by Super Cat, Wild Apache, otherwise known as Cataract.
The home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yawdmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yawdmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
this, Richie. If you don't know nothing else after you listen to this song, you know exactly how to walk in Kingston.
Let me tell you something. No, but as a youth myself,
the man know his Kingston geography.
Well, if you're a walk foot man, and I could say the same thing, because you know, if your parents have a car, you're rich. Remember that, you know. That's all Jamaica.
No, your parents rich.
No, man. If your
parents have
family
a car,
rich,
your parents rich.
You come from rich family, and then the fact that him have to walk go everywhere mean that not even the bus fare him can afford. So you need to understand that too.
Like I said,
and
underrated 10-toe turbo.
As a man who have to join the 10-toe turbo thing, you know, you really know, you know all side street, you know every shortcut.
Yeah, because
so,
taxi man I take gauge off for you.
Yeah, so you could have. I mean, I used to walk from Mountain View to Campbelltown in Kingston there, and then from there cross through Sliping Road and go down to Jonestown, go visit my auntie on a Sunday, and then you go back home. Sometimes if you get a bus fare from my auntie, you take a patty pan and go downtown and things. So me understand the walk foot thing, but
by Sweetie and walk still.
He was he used to DJ. One of the big sound that he DJed on was Kilimanjaro with Early Beat, and then he basically made his debut, which brings you to the point you raised, when he put out the album Siboops there.
An ode to sugar daddies.
That Boops tune was, as you said, the ode to sugar daddies, but it spawned a whole heap of other you know, sound-alike rhythm and competing tracks. But it also opened up Supercat, because as we said, you listen to Walkathon and you realize him can ride the rhythm. Him can put some lyrics together. Over time, he got better. And yes. Siboops there, that album, which is his debut album, that would have been 1984.
Yeah.
And that opened the door. Let's take a run, Mr. Selector. I know you have the bit in your teeth.
No, but not only Boops, but also Cry for the Youth and
everything on the album was
tune. Trust me. But here comes Boops. You know, the big difference between him and I-Roy. After that's rinse theme tune.
No, two different era, and you know, it's amazing, because at the time Supercat hit the ground, the music had started. Well, the music had changed dramatically.
This was early 80s, mid 80s now.
The early 80s was the beginning of the change. By the middle of the 1980s, the thing had switched completely.
Down the road.
The trouble with him though is that, because I think he bounced a little time at the Governor General's pleasure, right?
Quite a few times.
Well, he had this penchant to get in trouble, and so he bounced a couple of years in a prison, and so that kind of interrupted his progress to thing. But the talent is without question, and so by the time him get to this period, the second half of the 1980s, him finding him stride. The Boops album, though, I guess, like again, most of the producers, not giving the artist him due, and him decides to create his own label. And I think the label was called Wild Apache, I think. Wild Apache label. And that's where he now took control, you know, of the ownership of his material. Yeah.
The thing is, Richie, what you have to realize that him couldn't just be a wild Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Because wild Indians were tame. Apache now, they're the renegades. They were the ones who...
I'm not going down that road. Next time him started to tell me, so we have to get racism and all them.
It's not racism.
No, listen.
But that's why the moniker Apache, because yeah. Apache was a renegade.
But the point though is, he understood it was clear that he understood the business side of his music, and so the Boops album, as he said, while the album was a big album, almost everything on the album was a hit. Him now went on money, and he decided he's not going to do that anymore. So he started to create his own. He created his own label, and then he did his releases. So he took control of his career
Early out.
From early. By 1988, his album now, the next album he came out with would have been on the Wild Apache label, and that was called Sweets for My Sweets. And you know that as another album.
Yeah, the touch one song after that was Come Down.
Right. Well, Sweet for My Sweet, that too was a big tune. That album did very, very well as well. And out of that, I think it also helped. He teamed up with Nicodemus and Junior Demos, and the three of them basically created what you call the first triple team DJ album in dancehall history. Album called Cabin Stabbing.
Yes, and also had one song on there. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the crazy.
Well, that kind of pushed the career again to another level. In fact, I think they had done that album for who was it? Because he had signed with, who did he sign with? Columbia Records, and a combination of all of those experiences. He basically just was user. But I think we should touch.
We're going to touch a couple more, but I just want to point out that a lot of the record labels, especially United States record labels like Columbia and Universal, MCA, all of these guys, they used to send their talent scouts to Reggae Sunsplash, and most of these festivals are being held in Jamaica. And so that's how these different artists come under the purview of these labels. So it wasn't happenstance, you know, they were actually discovered, so to speak.
The other thing, the other point to be made, just as an expansion on that too, is a lot of the times these labels, when they come here and they claim to be signing the artists, two things happened. One, the producer, they sign the producer, and the producer is then representing the artist. So it's not who them actually signing is actually the producer. And so the producer controls most of the money. And then on the other hand, them also try to dictate to the artist as to how they want the end product to sound, which is taking away the creative rights from the artist. And that have a lot of implications for how the artist will claim his royalties and his mechanicals and all them sort of thing. And so Supercat would have taken control of that by setting up his own back of the house operation, which allowed him to take charge. The Columbia thing that he signed with never lasted long because again, the desire on the part of these labels to tell the artists how to control their output. And that's not him. I think he moved to New York ultimately, and at that point his career took off because he was not only now doing reggae dancehall, but he went into hip hop, and we're gonna touch on a lot of that
thing like sugary and stuff. Absolutely. But let's start off with "Sweet for My Sweets" from that album of the same name, and let's delve into a couple more songs.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yawdmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yawdmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
house and light the kitchen.
You know, you're listening to them song and it kind of take you back. Again, with always say it, you want to know what's going on in Jamaica at any point in time. Just listen to the music, because some not so pleasant issues. Granted, the DJs, the soul man, them basically put it to music, because again, them telling them own stories, and if that is the extent of them experience, it's gonna be in the song. Unknown people's house and shoot up the place and all of that. And unfortunately, a lot of that is associated with the dancehall, but it is part of the topography of our music, of our existence as Jamaicans, and we have to own it. Notwithstanding, Supercat, a talent, bar none, eh?
Yep. And most of the songs that I just played was the 80s. Early and mid 80s.
Absolutely. No, but by the 90s, he stepped up. Again, he by this time now moved to New York, and I think he released the Don Dada album, 1992, and this was his first major label dancehall album, and that has almost everything again on this shot, eh? And of course, I know, Mr. Selector, that's where you basically want to turn this in a party, but we still have to talk about the DJ.
Sunday afternoon, brethren.
Right? People burn up them rice and peas. But again, the Don Dada album, we're gonna touch a couple pieces of that, and then he did a lot of high profile marketing. Whosoever handled this promotion at the time was on the May game, because him on television, all the major networks, these interview programs, and then he's doing the concert circuit.
And not just that, the collaborations that he did.
And the collaborations.
Heavy D, who was big rapper at the time, and Frankie Paul,
God
Heavy
rest
D,
him soul, yes.
Mary J. Blige, Notorious B.I.G., later on in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, Sugar Ray did some stuff with Maxi Priest and Shaggy. Yeah, this guy, he got around.
So,
and don't forget the two young kids that had their clothes on backwards.
Yes, Chris Cross.
Yep.
And he collaborated with them as well.
Also the R&B group 112.
But again, something else you wanna think, because there's some, we're not going to just paint the nice picture. There's some other side of Supercat. I remember going to Sting. I think it was 1991. And I'm at Sting and the buckle flinging incident. In fact, by that time, the show, they had basically rechristened it as Fling. Because you're guaranteed.
Went on stage and did not perform.
Even
the great Bunny Wailer get buckled.
Bunny Wailer, Maxi Priest, everybody. Once
and at the time, to Richard, the hallmark of bottling was not a Heineken or a Red Stripe or a D&G soda bottle. It had to be a Shandy bottle, because there was no return on the deposit, no return on the bottle.
Oh yeah, Shandy bottle, don't have no return.
A Shandy bottle.
No, man, Jamaica man, no business. Any bottle them have fling it. If it's even a water bottle, them have fling it. But I remember that night with him, and because Sting was always a clash show. And Jamaica people, caught them teeth on this clash thing. And the big clash DJ, he was one of the clash DJ. Ninja Man is another one. And then he also had the Beanie Man, Bounty Killer kind of thing. That time in the music,
it also just try to find its rating. Yeah.
But the danger, a man fling a back like, after a Jamaica man fling a back like a gunshot, It's like, it come with the speed of a bullet.
Toots didn't tour for years, because here in America, someone threw a whiskey bottle and hit him in the head. So a serious thing, this bottle thing.
Yeah, but that's a one whiskey bottle. You imagine you on a stage, and the man, the first thing them do is that them signal you. You get a little salute like so. Them wave the buckle. No, I'm not joking, because I was at Sting.
You're on notice.
And them give a little wave, and you say, old nigga, pick everybody, I swing them buckle. And if you don't pick up that, and change your gear, you know it's a rain of buckle going to reach you. And the man pick up one of the buckle, you know, and look for a man in the audience where him still fling a buckle. And when the man wet him with the buckle, I mean, I tell you, Supercat wet him with the buckle. And then raise him shirt and say, yo, man, I'm a gun for me, you know. So mine where I deal with, you know. Eh? And that was the last time I went to Sting. But let's play some tune. You know, that's the downside. But, that, you know, is a man who is noted for very little tolerance for anything like that.
Hence his stints at the Governor General's pleasure.
Governor General's pleasure. I'm surprised he didn't go to prison in America because with that kind of temper. But
and that being said, original collaboration with Frankie Paul and Heady D. So we just kind of explored some of his outings with Heavy D and Trevor Sparks, Chris Cross, and Sugar Ray.
You have to give him his due. In terms of the transition that music made, because, you know, there's a part of Jamaican music where, in terms of the development here in this United States market, where the fusion with hip hop, right? And that's where Shabarangs, because when Shabarangs came here and settle into the market, Shabarangs and Supercat would have been basically bouncing around the same time, because that's where the music had gone. And you for a man who decide to left the Jamaica market, you know what Supercat did
is starting over.
And not only that, apart from the starting over, he basically penciled out a role for himself, because a big part of the Jamaican exposure at this level of the music, where you're getting that fusion, that hip hop fusion with reggae, give him his due, eh?
Yep.
And so, you know, while he had his issues, there were some other issues, some not so positive things here again in the United States that he got himself involved with. But in terms of the music that he was producing, you know, hot. I think he took a little sabbatical again in somewhere in the late 2000s, that early part, 2003, 2004, he kind of stepped away. Or don't know what happened, but he was not as active. And then he came back out, you know, the dog newspaper of all kind of different terminology, different explanation for it. But the fact is, he, you know, a lot of the combinations, you touched on a few of them. He reappeared in 2009 on a show at Madison Square Garden with people like Buju and Barrington Levy.
Yeah.
And then he did the best of the best concert down here in Florida, Miami, in 2008 with Assassin and Itana. Again, Barrington Levy and Buju.
Junior Reid, Tony Matahan, Sizzla, Beanie Man.
And then in 2012, he gave the last big effort was that Dancing in New York, which Nas sampled for the single The Don and thing. So you have to give Supercat his due, in my opinion. It may not have been onshore Jamaican dancehall, because basically what the man is lead the charge. Music is going in a different direction, and they are at the top of that direction in terms of driving where the music is going. You as a DJ, Garth, because you guys, you know, this is where the music change. You guys are at the front of the change. Your own thoughts.
Well, Supercat, I'll tell you the power of Supercat. Last year, February, before the pandemic hit its full stride, I was playing at a party in Jamaica, and I played one Supercat, and this guy came up and put $2,000 on the turntable and said, "You can't play one Supercat, my youth."
$2,000 US?
No, Jamaican.
I don't put the money on. $5.
It don't really matter. It's still money. Can buy about 5 beer.
$5 I put them on $5 US. It's a $2,000.
Notwithstanding, I ended up playing about 6 Super Cat, and let me tell you, cat after cat after cat, and you can never play a cat and not get a forward. The man is, he has his presence, a big artist.
And in his late years here, he has been doing a fair. I see him going to Trinidad a couple of times. Trinidad and seem to cotton on to
because my India.
So that's what it is. No, but him seemed to be pretty popular down that side of the world. And in fact, on record, him say Trinidad is one of the few places that him will go and feel like him still in Jamaica. I'm kind of wondering, because that's not the general view.
True. I've been to Trinidad. Yeah. But there's also a big love affair with Jamaican music in Central America. You know, Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil. Well, Brazil is in the south. But, you know, Honduras. There's a little island off the coast of Honduras where, what's his name? Cheerio Baby, Eric Donaldson. He's the biggest thing over there. Also in Costa Rica. General Degree is one of the biggest things in Costa Rica. So sometimes it may not seem like an artist is doing anything in Jamaica, but if you check him on the worldwide stage, he's a big deal, you know.
Well, Super Cat, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like him or not.
Yes.
Another thing that you had touched on some negatives, he was a suspect in the shooting of Nitty Gritty. It was cleared in 1992. But as you have said, Dog Newspaper have it otherwise.
Yeah, Dog Newspaper have it otherwise. But listen, the reality is that we are who we are. And you're gonna, it makes no sense that we try, you know, burnish people's images, you know, in ways that don't relate to them. The reality is that with Super Cat, that's the package you're gonna get.
He's a superstar.
He is an international superstar. On the win, but still a big draw. As you just pointed out, any party you play, you drop a Super Cat.
You can't play one. You can't play one retreat. You have to play more than that.
And in music, still a rock party, no matter which party it is.
Whether from the 1980s right to present. Absolutely. One of the songs I'm going to be leading out with is the song that not Naz's song, but Super Cat's Dancing in New York.
Go.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yawdmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yawdmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
There you have it, Super Cat at his best. Enough Man Are Dead. 1992, before that was Sit Down Planet Ode to Jamaican Jockeys. Richie said something now, man.
No, man.
I listen to the music. The man still last night, head. People, thank you so much for tuning in. Walk good. Jagai. Another Sunday. Catch us next Sunday.
Yes, when we do this all over again.
Bringing you more.
Yeah,
on Jamaican music.
The one streaming station that bring you the best in Jamaica.
And remember, tell your friends, sign up to the website.
And share.
And share.
Bro.